K-pop fanfiction is a realm of creativity and fandom love, but let's be honest, sometimes it veers into territory that leaves us all questioning if we're still on the same planet. Some writers take it so far that it goes beyond lighthearted fantasy into something completely wild, and at times, uncomfortably invasive. The obsession with overly sexualizing idols, the over-the-top pairings, and bizarre plotlines can make you want to pull the plug on your Wi-Fi. So let's chat about the moments when fanfiction writers push their luck and why it might just be time for a reality check. Here's the thing. Writing fanfiction that respects the idol's public image can be fun, but some writers dive straight into X-rated territory without a second thought, even when the idols are way too young for that sort of content. This trend is especially concerning with groups like Text and Enhypen, who debuted as teens and have a large, young fan base. I mean, we have platforms that are home to millions of fanfics, and K-pop is one of the most popular categories. On Wattpad, you can find endless stories featuring BTS, Stray Kids, or Blackpink members, with tags like #BTSXreader or #KPopRomance. Similarly, O3 Archive of Our Own, known for its detailed tagging system, offers K-pop stories that range from G-rated fluff to extremely explicit material. When idols like Jungkook of BTS or Taeyong of NCT are sexualized in fanfiction, it doesn't just stay in the world of stories. People start bringing it into reality, tagging idols in these inappropriate stories, or making it the only narrative they want to discuss in fandom spaces. It's like idolizing someone went from admiration to, well, a little bit terrifying. Instead of acknowledging them as real people, they become fictional characters that fans can project fantasies onto. But remember, just because someone is in the public eye doesn't mean they're public property. Shipping is a cornerstone of fanfiction, but in K-pop, it often crosses boundaries. What starts as playful ideas about friendships quickly turns into intense and often disturbing stories where every friendly gesture between idols is evidence of an undying romance. Apps like TikTok has taken K-pop shipping to a whole new level, turning fanfics into visual experiences. You'll find endless videos pairing idols together in romantic or suggestive ways, with text overlays telling little snippets of a fictional story. While this might seem harmless or cute, it goes beyond just fun when fans start taking these stories seriously, creating entire narratives about secret relationships and assuming they know everything about these idols' private lives. Some fans become so attached to these ships that they get defensive or even aggressive if the idols interact with anyone outside the ship, as if they're actually in a committed relationship rather than, co-workers or friends. Take Taekook BTS's Taehyung and Jungkook as a case study. While the two are simply close friends, some fans interpret every interaction as romantic, obsessively analyzing glances or handshakes as evidence of hidden feelings. This goes so far that some fans accuse the idol's company of keeping them apart or censoring their relationship, which is just, well, unhinged. Fans on TikTok and YouTube have created entire conspiracies around these ships, ignoring the reality that the idols have their own lives outside the fanfic fantasy world. It's not only weirdly invasive, but it can also create tension in the fandom when people insist that these ships are real or go after idols who interact with their supposed ship partners. This becomes problematic when fans can't separate fiction from reality. Some shippers genuinely believe that these ships are real, spreading baseless theories that these idols are together in real life, often backed up by nothing more than a glance or a hug. There's harmless shipping, and then there's this obsessive behavior that borders on delusion, and it doesn't exactly create a healthy fandom environment. One of the biggest issues is that some fans go beyond writing and reading. They start tagging idols or posting these fics where idols can actually see them. Imagine scrolling through social media only to find explicit, invasive stories written about yourself that are being shared and discussed openly. It's an invasion of privacy, plain and simple. Some fans tagged idols in explicit fan art or in passages from graphic stories, as if they were sharing fan art of a favorite fictional character. Fanfiction can be an amazing way for young fans to engage with their idols creatively, but overly sexualized or invasive fanfiction can set a problematic example. Many younger fans who are just entering the fandom see these fanfics and may start to believe it's normal to view idols as if they're personal fantasy objects. The normalization of such content can create an environment where boundaries are not respected, and where it's somehow acceptable to treat idols as characters rather than real people. Let's get real, idols are not characters in a novel, and they shouldn't be treated as such. Writing stories for fun is one thing, but when it starts to disregard idols' own comfort, it's time for a reality check. Imagine if someone wrote explicit stories about you, turned your friendships into over-the-top romances, and tagged you in them. How would you feel? Respect is key, and it's high time fanfiction writers consider the impact of their content on the people it's actually about. K-pop idols aren't there to fulfill fans' fantasies, and it's high time some writers started treating them with the respect they'd want in return. If fanfiction is going to stay fun and creative, it has to be done responsibly and respectfully, with an awareness that the subjects of these stories are real people, not characters to project onto without limits.